Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MRC Motorcycle Rides in California. See, motorcycle rides in California. And you know, I was going to highlight a tip of the day, and you know, today let's go ahead and do your Todd of the day, or is what I call a tip, right? Go here.
Honey, move.
Would you get off your butt and help me? Todd!
What?
Your tip today is basically going to be the 3 things you need to do before you jump on your motorcycle. So what is it going to be? Well, let's go ahead and what should be the number 1 thing you do before you get on your motorcycle? Go ahead. I'm going to put down, you do this, or this. If you answered any of these, you're wrong. No. Actually, guys, the number 1 thing you guys need to do is check your tires. Make sure that you have good tread life, that everything is good and go, and at the same time, you also check the PSI. Check to see how everything is with your PSI. Is your tires properly inflated? How's the traction? How's everything looking on them? You have to remember, motorcycles depend solely on one thing and one thing only: tires. Tires are a number 1 key when it comes down to riding motorcycles. When your tread life is down, that means you have a good chance of going down. Because you don't have proper traction, things can go really bad. So, in all essence, check your PSI. And on all tires, you're going to see the name of the brand and all that fun stuff, but you will find the PSI. Check it and see if it's all properly rated, everything's going good, make sure there's no punctures. Now, these are brand new tires, but at the same time, see this little guy right here? That's the type of stuff you want to definitely wear and tear before you get really deep and dark on the streets. So again, that's going to go to my other tip of the day when it comes to doing that. So guys, tread life, number 1 key. Tires, period. It's the number 1 thing you check before you get on a motorcycle to go for a ride, especially on this beautiful Ducati.
From Italy.
620 dark. So guys, going on to number 2, your tip of the day. So what would be the second thing you should check before you get on your motorcycle and you go for a ride? Yeah, you're probably thinking, you're like, well, the second thing should definitely be your chain. Your chain is one of the most important things to also check, to make sure that it's all good to go, the tension's proper, there's no kink, there's nothing missing. Now, if you have a belt drive, I really don't know what to say about that. Obviously, check for wears, check for tears, check for any of that. But in general, your chain is super important because this might happen. So again, the chain, make sure it's all good, it's up to date, it's not old, just like your tires. You know, and I forgot to hit that. Tires for me, I always say last about 3 years or a certain amount of miles, depending on what you do. But in general, you want to make sure not to be stupid about having old tires. They'll pop just like a chain. A chain will pop. So you want to make sure your chain is good, lubricated, adjusted, all that thing. So that's number 2. Okay, so number 3. What would be the third thing you want to check on your motorcycle before you go for a ride? Now, we already said tires, we already said your chain. So what else would you want to check before you go? Now, obviously, you want to make sure you have oil. That kind of goes with maintenance. You also want to make sure you have gas. That's another thing that would just be a knucklehead move. But really, the thing I want to point out that you probably should check more than you think is make sure you have enough brake fluid. So 3 is going to be your fluids and your brake systems, or your brakes in general. When's the last time you changed your pads? When's the last time you did anything? Make sure you check that and you check all that out, because to be honest, if you don't know about your brakes and you basically left it up to the previous rider, or you really don't care, that's really, really, really stupid. So check your brakes before you go for a ride. Make sure everything's functioning. Hey guys and gals, that's gonna be my basic tip of the day, or what I call a Todd. You wanna make sure that you listen to all these tips whenever you can. Obviously you do whatever you want, but this is just me basically giving anybody some help to know what it's like to own a bike. And I'm gonna go for another Todd, and that's gonna be maintenance. But again, it's gonna be done my way, the MRC way. So other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and pass the word out. And other than that, enjoy. Here I am in Fallbrook. Beautiful weather, beautiful ride, but I really can't go hard because I got brand new tires. So I need to break them in a little bit more before I hit those trails. Other than that, enjoy guys, take care.